following training is sponsored by the Niagara Library System. We serve our member libraries in Niagara, Orleans, and Genesee counties. Please visit your local library homepage and use your library card to get access to streaming videos, downloadable music, audiobooks, ebooks, and even more from the comfort of your own home. Thank you. Hello, here we are again. I wanted to talk about, well, obviously it says Google in our brains. This is part one. I don't know how long the series exactly is going to go. I guess until I run out of things to talk about. This was actually prompted by a piece that I found on Intellectual Takeout. I have all of my different references here that I'll be talking about, including a thing called Gate World. If anybody likes science fiction, I am very fond of the quote, and it's in here later. Today's science fiction is tomorrow's science fact. That has been proven true time and time again. I believe it was Albert Einstein too. Now this one I don't have a quote on, so bear with me here, but if I had a choice between imagination and education, I'd pick imagination. Education is about what is, imagination is about what can be. That I always thought was attributed to Einstein. If there's something different, let me know. This one came from, again, what I was reading over the weekend, and I wanted to make sure that I had a lot of references just to kind of back up what I was thinking. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I found several quotes talking about the use of not just social media, but the internet in general. The idea that we can have the world or a world of knowledge in our pockets instantly at any time, any place, virtually now. And one of the people here, starting the quotes here, starting in the yellow. The short-term dopamine-driven feedback loops that we have created are destroying how society works. No civil discourse, no cooperation, misinformation, mistruth. I feel tremendous guilt. That was Acharmath Palihapitiya, former vice president of Facebook user growth. And that's been quoted actually quite a bit. I've seen that before. Guillaume Chaslo, a former YouTube and Google employee, says here, we're talking about money. The YouTube algorithm that Guillaume Chaslo, helped build in 2011 still recommends the flat earth theory by the hundreds of millions. This investigation by Raw Stories shows some of the real life consequences of badly designed AI, artificial intelligence. So basically we have the two best AIs in the world on Instagram and YouTube. Now Instagram is a competing company to Google. Instagram is owned by Facebook. So this person is giving credit where credit is due. Basically, two of the best AIs in the world on Instagram and YouTube competing to convince people that the earth is flat because it yields large amounts of watch time, and watch time yields ads, and advertising is money. This person says this is a race to the bottom. Flat Earth is not a small bug, as they say. It reveals that there is a structural problem in Google's and Facebook's AI. They exploit weaknesses of the most vulnerable people to make them believe the darndest things. Yikes. Now, James Damore is a fairly controversial figure, but he has a good quote here, I thought. A core assumption in tech: personalized ads are better for users. Ads exploits your insecurities to manipulate you into buying stuff you don't need. Who wants their personal insecurities amplified? And this is what the technology does all the time. This core assumption in tech that personalized ads are better for users has been satirized by many different places, and there was a video I just recently saw by College Humor, and I might try and link it below, we'll see, but about the guy who went and bought shoes. And so if the internet were a person, there's basically a person in the video chasing this man around with more shoes and other things. It's crazy. So we know about this stuff. So this one, here's the quote by Isaac, credited to Isaac Asimov. Today's science fiction is tomorrow's science fact. One of my favorite quotes. And speaking of that, I am going to hop over as an introduction here to the show Stargate SG-1. The thing that hits me, it strikes me, is that there was an episode, and actually let me scroll up a little bit here. The Stargate SG-1 episode is titled Revisions. Now, again, I'm going to scroll up before I start talking. And right here at, it says here at Gate World, your complete guide to Stargate. It was season 7, episode 5, titled Revisions. And I want to note there, the original air date was July 11th, 2003. So at 2003, we're at nearly 20 years ago. All right. So it's now like 18 years ago. 2003 this was. So now that we have the proper picture, here's a summary. The Stargate team gates, they go through the Stargate to a climate-controlled environment amidst a toxic wasteland whose people are all linked to a central computer. I have a couple pictures through here. All the inhabitants appear to be wearing a U-shaped device on their left temple. A meeting of the 4 council members is convened. The team describes the Stargate and how they arrive. The meeting stops while the council retrieves information about the Stargate from the Link, a computer which provides each individual with a library of knowledge. Major Samantha Carter is impressed with the sophistication and ease of the technology. SG-1 is invited to stay the night so Carter can have a look at the technology in the morning. She and Daniel, another member, stay with the town computer expert Palin and his wife Evala. They learn the few survivors have never been outside the dome that was created in 400 years. Palin explains how the computer maintains the town and an illusion of a normal world. Now again, this was 2003. Reminds me here a little bit of the Matrix, the illusion of a normal world and how the computer maintains that. Okay, fine, but paper's important, and here's where books come in. The following day, Evala takes Daniel to an old library which has actual books. While there, Evala blanks out for a moment, and soon Daniel becomes concerned with this repeating trend. While Sam is with Palin and the computer control, the same thing happens to him. At that moment, she notices that the screens on the computers have altered, and they soon change back. She tells Carter the readouts have changed, but Palin does not believe her. He assures her that the readouts always remain the same. Dun dun dun. SG-1 soon comes to the conclusion that the computer is brainwashing the dome's residents. They also understand that no one will believe them without solid proof, and here is the kicker to me. Daniel goes to look for old records in the library in the hopes of finding proof that there used to be at least one additional council member. Daniel discovers proof that the things used to be wildly different. Over 100,000 people used to live in the dome. He brings the paper proof. It was the original town charter, I believe, if I remember correctly, to Sam and Palin in the control room. She has enough information to draw a few conclusions. As the power level drops, the computer shrinks the dome and kills the excess people by making them leave the protected area. 2003. Link. Stuck. Library of Knowledge. Okay. Dr. Susan Greenfield, in a speech to the UK House of Lords in February of 2009, had this to say. Social networking sites might tap into the basic brain systems for delivering pleasurable experience. However, these experiences are devoid of cohesive narrative and long-term significance. As a consequence, the mid-21st century mind might almost be infantilized, characterized by short attention spans, sensationalism, inability to empathize, and a shaky sense of identity. Yeah. We're going to continue with this, okay? So I hope you found this interesting, helpful, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye now.